Hello and welcome to your Vedic Lunar Scope for the 15th of May, 2015. The moon is still in the latter stages of the sign of Aries today, and in the nakshatra or lunar mansion of Revati. There's a very turbulent nature to the moon in general today. As you can see, the moon is, over the course of the day, conjunct Uranus and is sharing the same sign with both Uranus and Ketu. And Ketu has the propensity to make things a little bit chaotic, just like Uranus does. So there's a turbulent and passionate nature to the moon today. And if one isn't careful and cautious with this energy, one can become completely entranced in something that seems all-possessing or all enrapturing, so to speak, because of the nature of the situation. To understand this, we need to look at the solar-lunar yoga for the day, which is Ayushman, which itself has a quality of life-possessing. Right? The lunar tithi today is Krishna Trayadashi, and Krishna Trayadashi is also an energy that perhaps is not feeling, well, I can probably sum it up in one word, which is frustrated. Things still not turning out quite like you might want them to, and been getting a lot of comments from readers wondering when energy is going to shift. And you know, the energy just goes through ups and downs and peaks. And if life just stayed in one constant smooth tilt all of the time, then we wouldn't know the difference between ups and downs, and things would likely probably get very boring. So you need those ups and downs even to make life interesting. That way, when you have the high points, it feels really good. So we have to take in both the high and the low points of life. Let's take a little bit of a deeper look at the energy of the day and understand what's going on with Revati. Revati marks the end of one cycle of creation, and it's the time before the next cycle of creation has been created. Revati is associated with Pushan, which is the nurturing aspect of the sun. Imagine potential in the great cosmic womb, waiting to be born. Also, Revati is also symbolized by a drum, which is used to count out time. So it's that time in between one phase and another. And there's a very powerful interchange of energy going on today between the moon and Mercury, because the moon is in Revati, which is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is in Rohini, which is ruled by the moon. So sure, continuing upon the heels of yesterday, you may be feeling somewhat frustrated at things not evolving as quickly as you might like for them to, or even turning out in the manner that you want them to. But you can use this time constructively. If you're forced to have to wait, then you can use that time wisely and to your advantage. There still is a lot of potential, but you're needing to free yourself from the cycle of things that have not worked in connection with your particular situation, so that you can begin to be released into the cycle of things which will work. And this is leading up to the new moon, which will be in a couple of days. And we'll begin to see how that energy begins to germinate and move once we pass that new moon cycle. When the moon is approaching new, and when it's waxing a little bit on the other side of being new, then it's weak. And it's very difficult for very fruitful things to be accomplished during that time, because we're needing to go inward so that we can nourish the seeds that are going to be born. And there's very much the concept of nourishing associated with Revati. There's a time for balancing things out, looking at your situation, looking at what needs to be adjusted, looking at what you've learned in a detached manner, so that you can incorporate things into your future approach in a manner that will work out in a much more crystalline manner. And what I mean by that is allowing things to come together. So if things aren't moving as quickly as you might like for them to, understand that there's a reason. And that's so that they can move in a more effective way that is going to ultimately be more helpful to you. So the best way you can use this lunar energy today is to tune into the waves which are moving in a particular direction in your life. Pay attention to the developments that are happening, which are almost minute. Then you'll get an idea of the direction that things are naturally shifting, and then you can prepare yourself for the journey that comes next. That's what Revati is all about, is being in that gestation period in between two cycles of creation and preparing yourself for the next phase. Now, obviously, I don't know what aspect of your life this might be tying into, whether it's connected to relationships or jobs or moving home, whatever it's connected with, that's going to be determined by your own personal astrology. And if you've got a perplexing situation going on and you'd like a little bit of extra insight, do recognize that I offer a vast range of astrological services, which are available through clicking on the link, which is further down in this YouTube video. If you've closed down the link already, I also put a link down in the description area. I offer person-to-person consultations, also personalized video reports, which are recorded as a monologue, in contrast to the person-to-person consultations, which are obviously you and I interacting over your personal astrology. And there are also written reports if you prefer the written word. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page yet, please consider doing so. That way you can get a regular update every time a new video is released. So in the meantime, people, trust that things are developing in the manner that they need to. Tune into the cycles that are going on around you. Your environment may seem a bit chaotic today, but if you can move out of the realm of frustration and into the realm of patience, then you'll be able to tune in to what needs to happen next. And from that space, you can make the wisest decision. That's going to do it for your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 15th of May. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.